Marcus Aurelius exemplified noble character. Despite leading the world's most powerful empire, he remained grounded, avoiding the pitfalls of power such as arrogance, paranoia, and narrow-mindedness. From a young age, he diligently prepared for his future role, continuously refining his character. As a true Stoic philosopher king, Marcus Aurelius was not just intelligent and well-educated, but also practiced his principles. He had a profound understanding of history and human nature, recognizing his place in society and the universe better than anyone. His rule was characterized by justice, rationality, and kindness. When his throne was challenged, instead of resorting to violence, he shared power by making his rival a co-emperor. Stoicism equipped him to face immense challenges throughout his reign. He governed during a severe plague, lost 8 children, spent 10 years at war, and faced betrayal by a trusted general. Yet his character remained steadfast. He was aware of his flaws and dedicated to self-improvement. His personal writings, meditations, never meant for publication, provide an invaluable guide for living a noble life. Today, we are focusing on one powerful passage from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations that encapsulates his Stoic philosophy. Do away with all fancies, cease to be passion's puppet, limit time to the present. Learn to recognize every experience for what it is, whether it be your own or another's. Divide and classify the objects of sense into cause and matter. Meditate upon your last hour. Leave your neighbor's wrongdoing to rest with him who initiated it. Meditations 7:29. In this video, we'll break down each of these maxims, uncovering their profound wisdom and practical applications for our modern lives. Join me as we delve into Marcus Aurelius' teachings, revealing how they can help us find clarity, inner peace, and resilience amidst the challenges we face every day. Meditations stands as one of the most profound books ever written. Its timeless wisdom has guided many, including myself, in finding purpose and direction. In today's chaotic world, it serves as a reliable beacon during existential crises, mental health struggles, or misguided pursuits. It helps us reconnect with our inner selves, realize our potential, and lead fulfilling lives. Marcus's philosophy was heavily influenced by the teachings of Epictetus, especially the concept of the dichotomy of control. This principle teaches that the most crucial aspect of life is understanding what we can control and what we cannot. We only have control over our thoughts, opinions, and choices. Everything else, our fate, possessions, reputation, others' behavior, and external events, is beyond our control. Our power lies in how we choose to think about these uncontrollable factors. This understanding is empowering, allowing us to remain calm and clear-headed, confident in our goodness. Marcus Aurelius, as a Stoic emperor, viewed virtue as the highest goal. He understood that achieving this goal required seeing the world clearly and objectively. Despite his rational approach, he deeply cherished life, loved his family and people, and upheld the highest standards of discipline and morality. Meditations 7.29 offers a beautifully concise summary of almost every central theme Marcus Aurelius valued. In this journal entry, he reminded himself of these key maxims to stay grounded in his Stoic beliefs. By exploring this passage, sentence by sentence, I aim to provide an introduction to Meditations for first-time readers, showcasing how it helped me achieve inner peace and reassurance. Do away with all fancies. Don't let false, irrational impressions of the world and the judgments and ideas these create carry you away. Don't be swayed by their constant flux. He understood that to be an effective leader and a good person, he needed to maintain a clear and rational mind. He recognized the dangers of becoming enraged, indulging in hedonistic desires, or feeling paranoid about threats. For him, the path to virtue lay in having an unfiltered view of the world. Imagine our biases, judgments, and emotions as filters on a photograph. We can only capture a true representation of the world around us if we don't apply any filters. However, if we let emotions and judgments take over, our perception becomes distorted. The constant, ever-changing filter prevents us from seeing the world as it truly is. Unfortunately, these filters are often unintentional. We may not realize that our emotional state alters our perception of reality. This carelessness with our perceptions leads to misguided views of the world. Many critical decisions in life depend on clear thinking, and being overwhelmed by emotions can lead to costly mistakes. Marcus also recognized that much of our stress and worry, and indeed most of our suffering, are products of our own minds. If we cannot see the world objectively, we quickly label events as good or bad. These labels are subjective judgments of uncontrollable externals, objective events happening by chance. These events should not affect us because we cannot change them. Once we label something as good or bad, it affects us emotionally. For instance, if we let a rude encounter upset us, its negativity can lead to persistent bias and hatred. This subjective labeling of the objective world fuels most of our anger, misery, and anxiety. The key principle is to keep our impressions and mind clear. Cease to be passion's puppet. Don't be enslaved by emotions and desires. Marcus Aurelius understood how easily emotions could overwhelm us, often leaving us paralyzed. Think about the last time you were extremely angry. You were likely so upset that you couldn't focus on anything else, replaying the incident repeatedly in your mind. Marcus advised against letting emotions dominate us. He warned that desires, pleasures, and fears should never control our lives or immobilize us. Toxic emotions, which stem from false subjective perceptions of the objective world, can easily take over our minds if we let them. He believed that to be truly good people, we must maintain our discipline and stay in control, unaffected by the world's chaos. By strengthening our will and understanding what we can control, we can master our surroundings rather than being mastered by them. Ultimately, our mind is where everything is decided, and reason is our most powerful tool. Cultivating this mindset is crucial for living a virtuous and successful life. If we don't let false impressions dominate us, we can control them instead. Limit time to the present, truly understanding that we could die at any moment, be it tomorrow, next month, or 50 years from now, allows us to fully embrace life. Stories of people with terminal diagnoses illustrate this vividly. Faced with imminent death, they are stripped of any future, left only with the present moment. A series of fleeting instances. In this state, they become deeply appreciative of life. Petty grievances and insignificant issues lose their importance, whether they occurred yesterday or years ago. Gossip, obsession, and procrastination become meaningless because there is no time for such distractions. The present moment becomes their sole focus. Consequently, these individuals often become the most loving and virtuous, dedicated to their loved ones and striving to leave a positive legacy. But here's the reality. We all have a terminal diagnosis from the moment we are born. Becoming truly aware of our mortality is when we start living properly. This means not dwelling on past mistakes that we cannot change and not fearing the uncertainties of the future, which may turn out completely different from our expectations or might not happen at all. By dying, we only lose our present moments. So, why not live each moment to the fullest? Whether we face good or bad times, we can learn to love life wholeheartedly because it's all we have. Even a short life, lived fully and virtuously, is more valuable than a long life wasted on trivialities. Learn to recognize every experience for what it is, whether it be your own or another's. Use your rationality to observe the world clearly. Epictetus's principle of control, categorizing everything as either controllable or uncontrollable, highlights that our perception and opinion of events often cause more distress than the events themselves. Embracing what we cannot control is the most empowering aspect of Stoicism. However, We can only achieve this by recognizing each experience for what it truly is, without bias or judgment. Whether we believe that the universe or other people are conspiring against us, these are still uncontrollable externals. Nothing that happens to us is inherently positive or negative. It simply is. By not labeling external events negatively, we prevent them from disturbing our inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, who also struggled with acceptance at times, offered an alternative perspective. Everything that happens to us has happened to others before, and will continue to happen to others in the future. Human experiences are not unique. They repeat throughout history in slightly different contexts. Understanding this helps us remain unperturbed as we realize that nothing is surprising or catastrophic. Everything is within the realm of possibility. What we cannot control is neither good nor bad. The actions of others are neither shocking nor devastating. Divide and classify the objects of sense into cause and matter. To truly understand ourselves and the world, we must exercise our master reason, or the divine spirit within, as Marcus Aurelius describes it. This requires us to be deeply introspective and highly observant of the world and other people. By practicing this mindset, we can develop a philosopher's way of thinking, aiding us in making wiser life choices. Without dedicating time to solitude, contemplation, or deep thought, we cannot effectively solve the myriad problems we face daily or make well-informed decisions. Observation and analysis are crucial for improving our lives and the lives of those around us. Marcus emphasized that, for beings endowed with consciousness, few things are more rewarding than trying to comprehend the vast cosmos and the intricate civilization we live in. Our minds, full of potential and possibility, are our greatest gifts. We can use our reason to look beyond everyday occurrences, understanding their roots, processes, and conditions. Similarly, we can strive to understand people, their backgrounds, views, and motivations. This understanding is invaluable in navigating life and dealing with societal challenges. In Stoicism, there are no theoretical philosophers. If we do not apply our knowledge in the real world, all our study is meaningless. We must use our minds to improve our lives. That's their purpose. Meditate upon your last hour. Remember your place in the universe. You are a mortal being, and it's completely natural. Marcus Aurelius often grappled with the idea of his own mortality, devoting significant portions of his journal to this topic. Yet, these reflections are among his most beautifully written. He reminded himself of a simple truth. Death is entirely natural. In fact, nothing is more natural than death. Marcus understood that nature is all about change, things being born and things dying. From stars and planets to entire nations, civilizations, and even the most powerful people. Everything is governed by the universal constant of change. Death is simply another form of change, a transformation. When something dies, its components become part of something else. Observing nature makes this concept clear. Imagine a heavy storm in a forest, causing a tree to fall. Over time, insects and fungi break down the fallen trunk, which eventually becomes part of the forest floor. From this nutrient-rich soil, a young tree will sprout and thrive. Marcus believed that our lives follow the same pattern. When we die, the atoms that made us return to the universe. We should not fear mortality because it is a natural part of life. By thinking about death rationally as a form of change and transformation, we can free ourselves from the fear of it. Death is okay. There's nothing special about it. Leave your neighbor's wrongdoing to rest with him who initiated it. Forgiveness is the only reasonable response. A recurring theme in meditations is forgiveness, a principle Marcus Aurelius applied daily as emperor. Individuals in power often lack genuine human interactions, dealing instead with many flattering, power-hungry, and narrow-minded people. This is something we all experience regardless of our social position. Marcus chose not to be upset by such people because he understood human nature. He recognized that everyone is unreasonable, stubborn, proud, and flawed. People are focused on advancing in life, maintaining their image, and fearing the loss of their possessions. When their egos feel threatened, they lash out at others. Marcus questioned why we are still surprised and upset by this behavior. He used the analogy of a fig tree producing figs. It is natural and expected. Similarly, it is unreasonable not to expect selfish behavior from people, as it is inherent to human nature. He developed a simple approach for dealing with such behavior. Whenever possible, he would honestly and tactfully point out the mistake, not to scold, but to help the other person grow. Beyond that, there is little we can do. The only reasonable response was to accept their behavior. It would be foolish to let ourselves be disturbed by something we could have anticipated. We are dealing with human beings, after all. By being benevolent and caring, we can exercise our virtues by forgiving the offender. Equally important is seeking to understand people. We often know nothing about a person's background or motivation, giving us no right to judge them. If we try to understand their perspective, we might empathize with them. When someone is mean or hurtful to us, we should pause before reacting. If we can imagine ourselves in their situation, we might realize we would have done the same. Yet, we still feel entitled to be hurt. Isn't that hypocrisy? What justifies our anger towards others? As we reflect on the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, remember that you hold the power to shape your own experience of life. By embracing the principles of Stoicism, you can find strength in adversity, clarity in chaos, and peace amidst turmoil. Practice seeing the world with clear eyes, unburdened by irrational emotions and judgments. Choose to live each moment fully, understanding that every experience is an opportunity for growth. And most importantly, cultivate a heart full of empathy and forgiveness, both towards yourself and others. The journey towards a virtuous and fulfilling life starts with a single step. Begin today, and let the teachings of Marcus Aurelius be your guide. Together we can rise above the noise, find our inner strength, and lead lives of purpose and tranquility. Remember, you're an important part of this channel and community. If this video has helped you reflect, learn something new, or simply resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up so more people can benefit from Stoic wisdom. And if you haven't yet, check out our ebook on Stoicism and how to apply it in your life. Subscribe for a daily dose of Stoic wisdom and a more fulfilling life.